How you doing? I'm in pain. Sometimes when I'm in pain, the best thing to do is try to laugh or make comedy. So tonight, this evening, we're gonna talk about Custer. And a little bit about Andrew Jackson. I am of Lakota and Sioux descent, so Custer really rubs me wrong. Last night I told you that Custer was very well groomed. Very well groomed. He was a self-promoter. You would almost call him attention-seeking. Attention-seeking. Self-promoting. Custer had more than 50 photos taken over him. More than 50 photos. Do you know in the 1870s, one picture of anyone was incredibly rare? But someone so prideful to have 50 photos, more than 50 photos taken of you, is a complete tool. And it takes a lot of work back then to take a photo. You have to pull in a professional photographer. There were not that many in America back then. You set up a box with an upside down image. There is a lot of work. I'm gonna just write this out for you. Excuse me if I don't know how to spell general. There were over 50 photos of General Custer. There's a lot of work to taking a photo. And if you notice, you can go online and you can see these elaborate photographs of General Custer. His hair is perfectly groomed. His military outfits are very ornate. Sometimes he has people with him, but he was a self-promoter. He was a bona fide self-promoter, which, what do we know about self-promoters? Not always people show up to their events. You know, they do speeches, they do things, but they're always throwing themselves in your face. And that was kind of a mistake that he made. And this is why. So if Custer was alive today, he would have the most followers on Instagram. He would be on every talk show alive, even if we do or do not want to hear from him. He would be enjoying all of this attention. You want to know who else had tons? So back in Andrew Jackson age, it was more paintings. Do you want to know how many paintings there were of Andrew Jackson? Again, over 50 photos of Andrew Jackson. And I'm not really sure how he got the Trail of Tears done, because paintings took a lot of time. He had to, get his hair groomed and sit for the painting. Andrew Jackson. I'm not sure how he negotiated the Trail of Tears, but he found time to. But he also had a lot of time and money to be painted by elaborate, expensive painters. They were like, "Hey, Andrew, would you like to do an LL Bean ad? Would you like to do, Andrew, after this painting, when you do the LL Bean ad, would you like to do, a blue apron, or maybe the Pottery Barn?" Another self-promoter. So what did that do for Indians? So Indians, back in the 1870s, still very smart, may not have been able to read, but who is this guy that they keep seeing? Custer was putting his face in newspapers. He was putting his face on cactuses. That they did, seriously. The saloons, this is the Indian hunter, Custer. All over. So Native Americans definitely knew who. They're like, who is this mofo that we cannot get away from? You know, it was like Custer the stalker. Why is he here? Is he here to kill me, or is he here to make out with me? I don't know. But we can't get away from him. So Custer had his picture everywhere. That self-promoter that he was, bragging his perfect golden locks, perfect imagery. Everybody knew who he was because he did it. If he had an OnlyFans account, it was banging, because this man took tons of photos of himself, tons of work self-promoting just to kill Indians, right? The Indian killers. So at the Battle of Little Bighorn, okay, so it was getting, you know, everybody knew who Custer was, you know. You know, if they did not, they knew exactly who he was. The Sioux and the Lakota knew exactly who he was. So, you know, Custer is there with his brother, and things are becoming very dire. Obvious that he was going to be taken by Indians. Indians he had stalked with his own face. Indians he had harassed. Indian, you know, proudly proclaimed all over he had killed. So Custer was like, I'm gonna get it. So he looked to his brother and he said, not the hair, my perfect hair. You know, I'm too pretty to die of scalping. So he asked his brother to shoot him. You know, the Lakota, the Sioux, eventually found Custer. And they were like, this guy is a coward, and we don't want to have anything to do with him, because he did not want to get his hair messed up. Don't scalp me. Don't mess up my perfect hair. Whew. So let me introduce to you the most photographed Indian of all time. This is Geronimo, a legend. And I'm going to explain to you why he was photographed so much. This is him again. This is him again. Why was Geronimo photographed so much? Geronimo was a huge Comanche Apache legend. Huge. Why was he photographed so much? Was it because he wanted the attention? Nope. Was it because he proudful? Nope. They captured Geronimo. And what did the American public do? They put him on parades. They had him do shooting contests, bow and arrow contests, and everyone wanted a picture of Geronimo. People lined up for miles to see a glimpse of Geronimo. Everywhere people came to see the parades, to see the cowboy, stupid cowboy, show they put on with him that he was forced to do. Does this look like a man that really wants his picture made? No. So, the lesson is, there's a lot of racists in Hollywood. You will rarely see a Native American on film, unless it's cowboys and Indians. They don't think, that we do anything other, especially on the reservation. We're not doctors, we're not lawyers, we're not nurses, firefighters. You'll never see them on TV doing normal things. And part of me wonders if we're still worried we're going to be exploited. And part of me wonders also if our culture doesn't need that affirmation. We're not self-promoters. So that is the story of the attention-seeking General Custer, the attention-seeking Andrew Jackson, and the I don't need attention Indians. The people were so desperate to see. So I say this a lot. I'm going to be here till I'm 80 or 90. You know, still sitting here, you know, and waiting for my ship back. I'll be waiting here. And you may, you know, there may be a beautiful Comanche, Apache, Lakota Sioux name for me. Something very gorgeous that I'll never know. But I'm sure you'll just name me New Hampshire. That is the story of the attention-seeking General George Custer.